Hi guys, thanks for checking out the video. For anyone who's new to the channel, I suppose I haven't done a video in a little while. Typically every couple of months or so I come on and do a big batch review of gloves I've worn over the last number of months. It's typically about 30 pairs, I would say, maybe a bit less this time, given the fact we're kind of in quarantine. But I'm just going to kind of run through a brief overview of each glove that I've worn, what I like, what I didn't like, what I changed, or what I really liked about them. So if you have any questions or anything, I do keep an eye on the comments. I tend to reply to anything that's reasonably intelligent. So you might throw them up there as well. I actually have an Instagram account linked for this channel in the description below. You might check it out if you're looking to get onto me for anything specific. Like, I am selling most of these gloves. I'm actually in the process of signing a sponsorship deal with a specific company. So if that does go through, I'll be getting rid of all these because I won't be able to wear them, unfortunately. So you might check that out. I'm thinking about selling them all individually, or maybe doing a raffle for all of them. So you buy a ticket and you'd win all the gloves if your number comes up. So let me know if there's some interest for that below. And they're all size 9, or at least fit like a size 9, if that helps. So if you are looking for them, right to that Instagram account is probably the best way to get me directly. So I'll get straight into it anyway. First pair of gloves I have are a pair of Popes. I've been after a pair of these for a little while. They kind of first came to my attention with the German under-21 and Schalke goalkeeper Alexander Nubel. I really liked them. You know, I was a bit intrigued all the way, just with the colourway on was really nice as well. It kind of matches the Predators that I wear, so that's kind of always a plus for me. They're a full neoprene glove. They're kind of a single piece latex. I thought they were going to be really lightweight, kind of going with the lightweight trend there is at the minute. But they're not. They're reasonably well padded, to be honest. I'd wear them no problem. I wore them for 4 or 5 games. I did really like them. The only kind of slight negative I would have on the gloves is the latex was really good. It's not a knock. Kind of depends on your outlook on gloves, I suppose, what you're looking out of them. I wore them for about 4 games and they were really good when I was wearing them, but they're absolutely dead now. And you know, most amateur keepers out there do want gloves that last longer than that, but it's quite a high grade contact foam. So it doesn't last very long, I suppose. It's the downside. They were €50, definitely worth the money for that. The build quality on them is excellent. The kind of technical terms escaping me here now, but the plasticky bits on the back end here, I thought they were going to be kind of flimsy, like kind of the old Predator Pro gloves. They had the rubbery bits on the back end that kind of peeled away after a couple of uses, but these are really good. Like, I feel like I could rip away at that and it's not coming off, so that's nice. They're size 9, perfect fit. Not a whole lot I didn't like about them. The straps on them are 10 out of 10 as well. Plain latex strap, they're red ones. You can probably see them on the website. I'm actually hiding them because they are personalised. And the last time I put up a pair of personalised gloves on this channel, I just take the video down because my Instagram account just got bombarded with people writing to me. So I just can't be dealing with that again. But yeah, Popes, I do really like them. One thing about Popes is there's not a whole pile of variety on the website, so they have a couple of different cuts and a lot of different colorways, to be fair, but they only sell gloves in this contact latex, and it is good, but maybe a bit of variety there wouldn't go astray for a couple of amateur keepers who are looking for a bit more longevity out of their gloves. But yeah, all in all, I would definitely recommend them. I'm very impressed so far. It's my first pair. Probably picking up a few more pairs, to be honest. Next up then, another German brand, Titan. I've been kind of eyeing up a pair of these for a good while, and when they brought out a pair in a quartzite grip, it kind of tipped me over the edge. There wasn't a whole pile I didn't like about these now, to be honest, except for the strap. The strap is a wraparound strap. It's actually good, but it's removable, and there's just no point in it being removable. Like, I found when I wore the glove once without it, just in like a warm-up kind of drill, just to try it, to see what this strapless trend was all about. It was the first pair I ever had, and they were just shockingly bad without the strap. So like, if you didn't have the strap on, I found the glove was like almost moving like this on my wrist, you know, and that's just like a no-go. But with the strap on, pretty good, no complaints with it. Really nice thumb on the glove as well, the wrap over, wrap under, that's always a nice touch, I think. I would like some latex gussets on it just to give it a bit more kind of weight to the glove, but that's just me personally. It's not overly lightweight, but it's lighter than your kind of standard glove. Latex was very good on it as well. Quartzite, you kind of know what you're getting. It was, I wore this glove a good few times, and it was always reliable, to be honest, in the wet. One thing I didn't really like is this grip protection element on the back end here. I know exactly why it's there. It's to protect keepers who maybe don't have the best technique when they're kind of going to ground and they scrape all this kind of area here on your latex, but it's quite bulky for me, to be honest. you know, it's really stitched on. It kind of comes out over the glove a bit too much for me. If it could maybe just be a bit thinner, I think it would add to the glove, but a minor thing. You do not notice it, to be honest, when you're playing. But yeah, I really like them so far, to be honest. I probably will pick up another pair of Titans in the Gecko grip. It looks basically like a contact grip, to be honest. But yeah, happy enough with these so far. They've kind of the newer red range brought out. I might give that a go as well. But yeah, if you're looking for a pair of these, I definitely would recommend them. I think they were €60 when I bought them. Definitely worth it, to be honest. Two good value gloves there. Now, first of my unworn gloves, a pair of Renats. I've never had a pair of them before, and there's some good deals kind of floating around now on a few websites, given the fact we're in quarantine. So I decided to kind of bite the bullet and try a pair of these. Really impressed them so far. As mentioned, I haven't worn them, but if you check out any of my older videos, you can see I was a big fan of the Casper Schmeichel negative cut gloves, his New Balance ones. And I've been kind of looking to replace them with similar latex. And to be honest, this is probably the closest I found. That New Balance glove was a really high grade graphite, and I'm not exactly sure what latex this is. It's called Omega Extreme, but it seems relatively close to a graphite, and that's kind of what I'm after. But yeah, all good so far with this glove. I can kind of just tell it's going to be a good performer, to be honest, even without wearing it. It's reasonably tacky out of the packet, which is strange for a graphite latex or quartzite latex, whichever one this probably is. One thing I don't like about it is the backend's really nice. I love the wrap over index and pinky finger. I think it just looks well. It feels nice too. I don't really like the Phoenix on the glove. I think it looks a bit tacky, to be honest, even though that is the range they're kind of branded as, which I get it. The actual body of the glove, then, it is quite lightweight, but the two fingers here give you a bit of security. The fact there is a nice bit of latex there, so you kind of get away with it, but the middle two fingers are considerably lighter. The strap as well, it's an incredibly thick strap, probably the thickest strap I've ever had on a pair of gloves. But it's fine. You just have to take a little bit of care when putting it on. You know, if you kind of wrap it on, it can kind of link over the latex here or come down too far here. But if you just take your time with it, perfect. It feels really secure. I really do like this glove. You know, I can't wait to try it out, to be honest, as soon as this kind of lockdown ends. Wrap over, wrap under thumb is class. When I first got this piece here on the glove, you can feel that on your hand, but after one or two even just wears of it, just trying the glove on, you kind of it just goes away. You don't notice it anymore. So yeah, really impressed with these so far. Hopefully they kind of live up to my expectations now. The number one logo on the back end as well is cool. The fact it's reflective, you know, it changes light in different colours. I don't know if that's coming up at all on the camera now, to be honest, but it does, you know, so it's blue in one colour and purple the next, you know, so it's just doesn't do anything really, but it's just something different to have in a pair of gloves. It's cool. So yeah, looking forward to cracking on with those. Size 9 as well, absolutely perfect, wouldn't change. Next pair of gloves, probably the first pair I've had that I'm unhappy with, pair of Keeper Sports. Just didn't really like these, to be honest, from the get-go. I haven't worn them either, but they're a bit of a letdown. I've been using Keeper Sport website for, I don't know, 10 years, I'd say now, and I've never really been let down by it, but it's the first time I've ever tried their own brand gloves, and there's a lot kind of wrong with them, in my opinion, you know. So the glove here, I don't know if it will show up now, but if you look at this right middle finger, how straight it is, and you look at the left middle finger, how curved it is, that's not kind of camera playing tricks or anything. The finger is actually very poorly stitched. So when you turn the glove over, like you can see, this finger isn't sitting correctly now. And when we put it on, it's actually worse. Your finger almost feels like it's catching the ball on the gusset, and I've held a few footballs with this, and the gusset is doing the majority of the work. So it's obviously just a design flaw in the gloves, you know, poor stitching. But yeah, not overly impressed with that. I'm considering sending these back. That's how much I'm kind of a little bit annoyed over them. A few other little bits as well, like the K logo here is starting to peel and it's cracked on this glove here, you know, so just not overly blown away by these, to be honest. And a few other little things like there's makes zero difference now, but just kind of in the build quality of the gloves, there's kind of a dotted pattern on the left glove here and it's not on the right. Don't know if that meant to be there or not, but it just looks a bit funny. But yeah, this finger here it's actually quite irritating. It's not just a little flaw. You actually do notice it. It's very obvious when it's on your hand, you know, so it's hard to kind of forget about it. But the look of the glove I do really like. You know, I like the classic look, and the other thing I'm not a major fan of, which is just me personally, is it's a mesh lined glove. I actually didn't realise that, to be honest, when I ordered it. I got there's a discount code going around, and I've been looking to try Keeper Sport for a while, so I just bit the bullet and bought them. But they do have a neoprene version in a few other colourways. That probably is more up my street. It's too lightweight for me. I don't like the feeling of my fingertips up here on the mesh. Just doesn't feel overly secure. I feel like my hands are exposed to a hard shot, I suppose. And they're a size 9 as well. I find them quite tight. If I was to go again, I'd probably go on a 9.5. To be honest, my fingers, they fit, but my fingers are wedged up at the top, and I am a pretty traditional 9. But yeah, a little bit disappointed. I wouldn't rule out getting another pair of Keeper Sports in the future. As I said, they are a class website for gloves. Just a bit disappointed with these. Do like some of the touches on them. The white claw grip, I can't really comment on it. Haven't worn it. It's not tacky out of the packet or anything. Needs pre-washed or not even pre-washed. But yeah, I do like the directly from the heart goalkeeping thing here on the strap. The strap is nice as well. The thumb actually fits really well too. So yeah, room for improvement definitely. That stitching issue here is a bit of a pain in the hole, to be honest. But yeah, wouldn't rule out trying them again, but I probably will send these back. I would say, just not blown away by them. If anyone's looking for them, if they're not there in size 9 right on the website anymore, I have them for sale if you're looking. Next up then, I've a couple of pairs to start going a bit speedier now, I suppose. Videos drag on. So I have a couple of pairs of Adidas gloves, so from different ranges here. I have the new ones, which are a bit of an abomination. So the strapless ones, negative cut 2.0 latex on them. I've worn them once. They're terrible in my opinion. The strapless trend, I think that's exactly what it's going to be, is a trend. I don't think this is going to stick around, to be honest. I'm always open to trying new things. I did give it a go, and it's just a no-go for me. I expect a lot of brands to follow on, to kind of not be left behind from what the bigger brands are doing, but I think it'll be phased out fairly quickly as it came in. So, but these gloves in particular, like, I've only worn them for 20 minutes and they're ripped here already. I'm not a fan of the strapless, as I said, but one positive with the Adidas gloves is if you have a pair of the older range, the straps are removable. So I've taken the straps off this hybrid glove here and I put it onto this one. It actually fits pretty well without even needing to stitch it, which is handy. But yeah, the gloves themselves, the 2.0 latex, I think it's very mediocre, to be honest. I have a selection of gloves up there that are a good bit cheaper and perform a lot better. The 2.0, I've always maintained the opinion is probably against the grain that it's poorer quality latex than the one in terms of longevity even. Like, I've worn this glove for 9 games and like you can see that the grip is still there, you know, like look how soft and tacky that is. I think it's 9 games I've worn them in. I do kind of keep track of the longevity I get out of them. I've worn the 2.0 latex, this only worn once, and it's not meant to be overly tacky, but I just find that the grip goes dead very quickly on 2.0 latex. I had a couple of this glove, this range here, in a 2.0 as well, and I just thought that the actual quality of the glove was terrible after only a couple of uses, so I was quite let down by that. But I do have a pair of these on the way, the newer range, with 2 spines in the middle and a latex strap, kind of a Casper Schmeichel glove. SMU, I suppose. So I am looking forward to getting those in the 1.0 latex. Might be a bit different, but even just like they didn't even wrap over the thumb this year. I just think, like, if you got that from an independent brand, you know, you'd be saying like, how cheap does that look? You know, just because it's Adidas, I don't think it should be any different really. It doesn't fit that badly, but I'm just not blown away by it. Tips of the fingers, again, much like the Keeper Sports, I don't particularly like the feel of them on my hand. The hybrid ones of these would be a lot better, I think. And again, I will put a strap on them, so I will try that. I won't rule out the new range totally yet, but the strapless thing for me is kind of a no-go. I can't really get on board with it, even though there is a lot of pros, obviously are. And then the older range, probably a very good pickup if you can. I loved both of these gloves and these ones as well. They're a bit older. I had so many pairs of these, and these actually have spines in the middle as well, in the 2 fingers. But yeah, these ones I really do like. I got so much wear out of these for the price and for what I was expecting. Maybe that's why I liked them so much, but the grip was just incredible on them. You can see why a lot of the pros are wearing the 1.0 latex, even though it's not marketed as the best longevity. But if you've good technique and you're playing on good pitches, I think you can definitely get away with this glove. I've played on 1 or 2 bad pitches with this glove, and you do kind of get punished for it. It's really annoying me, to be honest. Or the left one's even worse here. So like if your hand goes down once or twice wrong, you're kind of in trouble with this glove is one thing to know, but I do think that it is better if you can handle it, kind of. But yeah, really do like the older Adidas range. So much promise there with these Adidas gloves, but I think they're kind of a letdown, to be honest. I'm not overly happy with them for the price you pay for these, for the price you pay for any of those, really. Yeah, I don't think there's any contest, to be honest. So yeah, big letdown there, but sure, look. Next up then, I have a couple of pairs of cells. So yeah, I have a couple of pairs of these. I haven't worn these or these yet, mainly just because of the kind of timing, but couple of issues with cells, so I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with them. I kind of want to love them, but they kind of let me down more often than not. So with these newer ones here, I absolutely love the look of these, and the latex seems incredible. I think cells latex is a little bit overstated how good it is in the wet sometimes. So I have this Asmir Begovic kind of line here when he was with cells, the F3s, the fit feel functions, that they're very mediocre, to be honest. They look grand, you know, classic enough cells look, but the latex was good, not great, you know. It never really let me down, but I don't think it lived up to the marketing height that they kind of advertise it as. But yeah, nice enough, but I wouldn't be buying that glove at full price, to be honest. I did buy it an 8.5. I was an 8.5 in the older range, and this range does fit more true to size. A 9 would have been better, but I didn't send them back. These ones here then, I only got these recently. Love them. The latex seems what I'd expect from the cells gloves. It seems really tacky out of the packet here. These aren't pre-washed, nothing. I do really like them. Size 9 fits perfectly. They're nice and tight. They have spines in, but I have them out. They also have a hybrid cut, which is kind of a semi-hybrid cut. It's almost like a half negative, half roll. So yeah, it's good to see cells kind of trying something different in that regard. But then stitching issues with cells are such a pain for me. I'd say 1 and 2 gloves I've had from cells over the years have ripped like in just places they shouldn't be ripping. So I haven't even worn these. Straight out of the packet, took the plastic off. They're ripped here. Ripped there now. I'm not sure how well that's coming across, but you can see the stitching is coming off there, and they're also ripped on the middle finger here. You know, I haven't even touched the ball. I haven't touched the ball with those yet. And on these, the Europe range here as well, the hybrids, they are ripped there. Haven't touched the ball either, not even gone outside the house, you know. So it's just a little bit annoying, to be honest. I'm getting a bit sick of it with cells, you know. The build quality is good, but then the stitching just lets them down, you know. The gloves are so nice looking and they perform reasonably well, you know, but for the money you're paying for cells these days, I'd just expect a little bit better. And it's not like it's a once off or just happens every now and again. It's quite frequent, so it's a bit annoying. But yeah, in general, the cells Europe range, kind of these 3 here, are much better than the ranges kind of on, say, like Pro Direct or being used in the Premiership. I think it just fits a lot better. This has the kind of Pro strap on it, or the Pro wrist bandage, I suppose. It's a bit longer than this one, and that one's actually the same. It's a bit longer than this one. Much nicer. You can really feel the difference on your wrist. I really like that wrist bandage in here, and this one, it just comes up too short for me, and you can see the difference kind of in the linings here. This one's more of a mesh, whereas this one's more of a neoprene. You really feel the difference on your hand. It's a lot nicer. But good to see cells trying a few different things with a few different cuts at least, you know. So I'm not exactly sure the latex on these 2 gloves, but I can really feel the difference. This one is definitely the Pro one here. I can see why there might be a bit of hype about this. But yeah, just disappointed with the build quality again of them. I had a more cheaper version here. I can't remember how much I paid for these. They're a little bit tight. They're an 8.5 as well. Got them in the same order as those, but the longevity of these was unbelievable. I wore these about 40 times over the winter in training, and they just kept going and going and going. I even gave them to a few other people to wear just for 5-a-sides and stuff, and they are just incredible. If you're looking for a good cheap pair of gloves, I don't think you can go too far with that. Wrong with them, you know. Spines as well were included. I didn't wear them, but they do have spines. But yeah, really good cheap gloves there, to be honest, if you're on the hunt. But yeah, looking forward to wearing these. I probably will return both of these, to be honest, because I'm not overly happy that they've just been ripped straight out of the packet. Even before I took the plastic off of these gloves, I took a few photos of them, and you can see the rips before they even arrived. So maybe someone tried them on at the warehouse or something and ripped them, didn't realise. But yeah, a little bit annoying, you know, But yeah, do really like these. I'm looking forward to wearing them. They could be a potential match love once I can get the stitching issues fixed. Moving on then, I'm not even sure what is going to come out of the box next, to be honest. It's been a while since I've worn them all. So, just whatever comes out now. So I suppose starting on the right, I have a pair of Elites. I really like the look of these. They were a really nice glove. They're quite a traditional glove. There's a nice bit of weight to them. I wore these to death as well. I think they have contact latex on these, if I remember correctly. Nice bit of kind of weight to the gloves too. They did come with spines, and you could wear the spines with them, but I took them out, to be honest. I wore them in the middle too for a little while. But yeah, I really like these gloves. They're just a little bit baggy on the back end. For me, I like a kind of tighter fitting glove. And this here, it's just not overly kind of streamlined, I suppose is probably the word. But yeah, not too many negatives with those. Really like the thumb on them as well. Not too many negatives with them. Do really like them. Just wish they're a little bit better fitting. You know, it's kind of it's a waterproof kind of back end here, so that's the idea, and it does work. I did wear these in kind of terrible conditions. You can see the latex is kind of gone brown almost. I can't get it out no matter how many times I pre-wash it. But I really like them. They were kind of a limited edition range, the Elite TCs. So yeah, I paid about 55 quid for them. They were definitely worth that. I would recommend if you pick them up at the lowest price. But Elite, the newer range, is so expensive. They're about €110, I think, on some websites now. You obviously will pick them up cheaper, but I don't think they justify that price, to be honest. But if you can pick them up on sale, definitely worth a go. So I have these pairs of Allsport Aquasofts. These are actually a size 8. They probably fit like an 8.5. They're a little bit tight for me, to be honest. I got these for €9. So I just couldn't leave them there, you know. Even if I didn't wear them, I just couldn't leave those there. They're okay. I don't like the back end, again, much like the TCs. I'm not a big fan of the kind of waterproof, kind of hard back ends on them. Just a little bit kind of, they're not uncomfortable, but they don't feel as nice. Kind of, there's no split here or anything, kind of, obviously, because I don't want to let water in by putting a mesh lining there or anything. But I just kind of wish that area of the glove could be broken up, because it feels a bit cumbersome, I suppose, on your back end there. But the Aquasoft latex, it's good. I don't particularly love it. I think there is better wetter latexes out there. I'm going to be trying a lot more of the new Allsport range, I think, soon. So I do like them. I don't love them, you know. You can get them for about €50 on some of the websites now that I've seen. They're probably worth that, to be honest, especially if you do like Allsport gloves. You're going to be reasonably safe buying Allsport gloves anyway. But I probably would stick true to size nearly in those. Maybe an 8.5 would suffice for myself now. A little bit unsure about that because they are size 8. They are too tight. But yeah, I like them, but I probably wouldn't buy another pair of them at full price. I think there's better alternatives out there. Next, I have two of the same glove, just in two different colorways. Nike negative cut promos. They're still quite tacky, to be fair. I've worn these an awful lot. I really do like Nike gloves. I don't particularly buy too many of them. One thing I always find with Nike gloves though is I find the black latex is always really, really good. As if it's a little bit tackier than the other colours for some reason. I love these gloves. I actually kept 9 clean sheets with these gloves, so I should have bought more of them really. But yeah, I really did like them. Not a big fan of the yellow colorway, to be honest, but that's just me. It's a little bit kind of garish, but yeah, I do like these gloves. I do find that they're a little bit big for size. They're size 9, both of them. I could have maybe got away with an 8.5, definitely on the thumb. I found my thumb was a little bit ill-fitting, to be honest, but I just got over it. But yeah, I do like them. You can get some good deals in the promo gloves at Nikes now. They're probably worth a look for the price that they're going at. They are expensive full price. I wouldn't really recommend them then, to be honest, but I got these for 110 both pairs together. Not too bad. I would like to personalize them, to be honest. The strap is a bit basic without them, but it fits really well. So yeah, you could maybe even drop half a size if you see them for a half size smaller than your usual. Probably worth a go. Next up now, nearly there. Nice few more to go. So So I have a pair of Calliers here. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm not actually sure. Kenny Arthur's brand anyway. So really, really do like those gloves. One or two little things I didn't like. So they're quite unique gloves. I actually put these gloves into the washing machine to try that, and it just mangled them here as well on a side note there. So if you're doing that washing machine trick to get your gloves kind of white, make sure I put them in a pillowcase. You know, rookie mistake there. It's really annoying me. I can't look at them anymore. But I did like them, but the thumb is so small. So it's like a size 9 glove with like a size 7.5 thumb. I found my thumb was bursting out of these gloves. I haven't seen anyone else mention that, but I found it a little bit uncomfortable. Even just here, it looks like a shorter thumb than the rest of the glove. But other than that, it's a pretty good glove. It's fairly meaty glove as well. I didn't mind that. You know, I kind of like that. I wore them an awful lot in training. I never wore them in games, mainly because of the thumb. And they have kind of a newer style strap on some of their newer range as well. I'm hearing a lot of good things about it. I really like them. I like the white, black and purple colorway too. It's something different. I had a couple of SMU gloves a few years ago made in that colorway too, so I really liked it. But yeah, the recharge latex, essentially it's contact latex as well. It's really good. You know, you know what you're kind of getting with it. So I did like those gloves. I probably will pick up a few of the other ones, the kind of Alan McGregor style of cuts as well, just to try them out. You know, they'd be nice for the collection. But yeah, the thumbs on those need to be kind of solved. I don't know, did I just get a dodgy pair or something, because I haven't really heard anyone else saying that online or anything. But yeah, a bit disappointed with that element. But other than that, really good. Probably an 8 out of 10 glove. You know, if you could get over the thumb. But yeah, I do like them. Definitely do like them. Would recommend Callier gloves. Next up, I have a pair of HOs or hose. All the years wearing them. I'm still not even sure what the name of the company actually is. But anyway, these were okay. I was hoping for a little bit better out of them, to be honest. They came with one of those micro straps on the back ends that you can kind of see. I think you can see. No, you can't. Sorry. One of those micro straps on the back ends. Anyway, I had to cut it off. It was so uncomfortable. I couldn't wear it. It's tight enough anyway as it is, so it doesn't really need it. But the latex was a bit of a letdown. It's advertised as kind of a graphite latex, but it just didn't have the performance of it for me. And I just found that the whole glove didn't really work. That the strap area. Let's see, I open this now with one hand. It's really baggy. Like, it's just so wide, and it gets even wider when you open up the bottom part as well here. I just don't see why you would do that, like when everyone is kind of after a more tighter fitting glove at the minute. Like, that is so wide for a wrist strap now in this day and age, like, you know. So I just don't see easy access. Maybe a coach's glove mightn't be a bad idea. You know, you can see that there's the kind of little extra room there if you had a watch on or something. That may be the idea, but in terms of playing with it, it's not really conducive, to be honest. You know, it's a bit of a strange one for me there. But yeah, a little bit let down. But I do like some of the HO gloves I've had in the past, but I'm not overly blown away with these. I like the look of them as well. Latex was by no means terrible either. I'm a bit of a latex snob. Like, I do have a lot of options, but yeah, wasn't overly blown away by it, to be honest. Probably wouldn't get it again. But I have tried a lot of other HO gloves and they've been very good, so that could just be me. So nearly there now. Last few pairs coming out of the box here. I've 4 pairs of Precisions. May as well do them all in one go. I actually pick up an awful lot of Precision gloves. Even though they're kind of a forgotten brand. You wouldn't really think of them that often, but they're just so reliable. You know exactly what you're getting. I have the other ones of these as well in the quartzite, this range here in the quartzites, and I've 4 or 5 pairs of them. Just I haven't worn them in the last while, so I didn't bother putting them in. They are such good gloves. If you can pick those up now for relatively cheap, definitely worth a look. These are the Giga Grip ones here. They're actually an 8.5. I bought them for €15 in a shop in Ireland. I knew they'd be too small because I had the other ones in a size 9 and they are too small. Couldn't wear them in the game, but they are nice gloves. When you put them on, they just fit well. You know, obviously they're a little bit tight, these ones, but these ones are size 9 here. They fit so well. One thing I've always said with Precisions is I wish they'd just clean up their strap, make it a bit more professional looking. I just find that strap looks a little bit basic, as I've always kind of maintained with Precision gloves. But other than that, I had no complaints with any of these gloves. The Giga Grip is quite good. Definitely prefer their quartzite one. And this one, I can't remember what latex is on this. I probably wouldn't have worn it in a game. You can notice that there is a difference in the quality of latex, which is a good thing, I think, because these are their cheaper gloves. But they were still good for training, to be honest. You know, I wore them a nice bit and they never really let me down. Those ones were good. I wish I could have got them in a size 9. I just didn't have them. Then the last thing on them, I have 2 pairs of similar gloves but not the same. These are the roll finger ones. I think, are these Tom Heaton's old gloves? I think they are. These are the roll finger ones in a size 9. They're absolutely humongous. I definitely get away with an 8 in those, and these are a 9. They fit perfectly, so that's a little bit annoying. You know, you think you're kind of safe enough buying size 9 in this glove and size 9 in that glove, or vice versa, and they should be the same fitting. They're not, you know, just lengthwise, you know, not even just a kind of fit wise, you know. But bit disappointed with these. These are so lightweight. They're incredibly lightweight. They're too light to wear, to be honest. I find it hard to believe that Catfish Michael wore these for a couple of years. They're so lightweight. They're almost like having nothing on your hands, like a pair of UFC gloves. The latex is good on them. It's the quartzite one I was on about in this range here. If you can't pick that latex up in that glove, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. But I just couldn't get to grips with this. It's too lightweight. A lot of stitching issues too with it. Maybe because it's so light, there's not much protection there with it. I wore it once or twice, and if you get any stinging shots, you feel it in your hands. Oh my god. I have a strong pair of hands, I would say, and I just couldn't wear these gloves again. I actually ripped here too. But yeah, they look really nice. I like the kind of classic look of them. But yeah, just I couldn't wear them. Even I tried taping up my hands, which is something I never do. I don't particularly like doing it, and it still didn't kind of get those gloves kind of coming around to me. The roll finger ones then were definitely better. I don't particularly like roll finger gloves. I think this is the only roll finger ones I've had. Got these for super cheap as well. But yeah, just the roll finger didn't do it for me, and they fit huge. I drop a whole size in these, to be honest. You probably get away with a half size even. But yeah, they are really good. They're definitely a bit more solid. Like, you can kind of see the difference in the back ends here now, you know, how lightweight that is compared to that, you know. But definitely would recommend trying Precisions. If you're unsure about what gloves to go for, I always recommend someone goes to Precisions. Like, I'm doing some coaching with the Younger Keepers, their academy now, and I would recommend Precision as maybe like to some of their parents or whatever if they don't know what to get. It's usually not a bad line to go down because they're all pretty solid. But yeah, that's pretty much it anyway for all these gloves. If you do have any questions or anything, throw them down in the comments below, or do have that Instagram linked. Probably a better way to get on to me if you want to message it. Not much on it yet, but I'm starting to do individual reviews and stuff of some of the new gloves I have. I've 61 pairs of other unused gloves somewhere else, so eventually I'm going to dig them all out and get around to it. But yeah, if you do have anything, let me know, or if you want to buy any of these, let me know. I do have PayPal and stuff, I can send them wherever. So any questions, get on to me. So